everyone. Today we're going to talk about the case analysis about Microsoft, how the strategy process killed innovation at Microsoft. And based on the background of these cases, we find the 6 key issues in the Microsoft leadership decision makings. Although currently Microsoft is one of the biggest ICT communication companies in this world, when we record its development history, there are also some bad decision process. Firstly, table computer. Long before Apple launched the iPad in the early 2010s, the inventor of Microsoft already had developed a table computer. Rather than compete against Apple, Baum informed teams that stopped the table computer programs and then allocated the resource into Windows 8. By contrast, the same industry in the same industry, Apple had sold more than 250 million iPads, which have been instrumental in the strengthening Apple ecosystem. This ecosystem allows Apple to be the world's leader in mobile computing. Secondly, Google is now the leading searching and online advertising company based on their searching engine. But before Google pushed their searching engine in the market, Microsoft already had a similar application. But Microsoft executives shut down the project in 2000 because they didn't see the visible business model in it. Thirdly, in the 2003, Microsoft got a second chance to enter the online advertising business when some middle levels and engineers proposed by the Overture service. Baum and Bill Gates decided not to pursue the idea because they thought Overture was overpriced. After that, Yahoo bought Overture for $1.6 billion. In the summer of 2009, after spending billions of dollars and being about a decade later, it launched its own searching engine, Bing. Fourthly, Office for iPhone. As soon as Apple released the iPhone in the 2007, Microsoft engineers want the company's PC-based Office suite to run on the Apple mobile devices, but Baum shut the programs down because he disliked Apple. But in these days, we can see the iPhones occupies a large market in this world. Fifthly, cloud-based Office software. Long before cloud-based computing took off, Microsoft in 2000 developed a fully functional suite of software applications for the web called NetDocs, which was discontinued in 2001 because Baum feared it would impact the sales of classic Office suite. However, this opened the door for other cloud services companies like Google, Oracle, and Amazon. Sixthly, is car software. In the early 2000s, dozens of Microsoft engineers developed on their own terms for the car software that allowed drivers to use online map, have email translate to voice and read to them, as well as play digital music. Baum shut down the project down, argued that Microsoft was one of the most cash-rich companies on the planet, could not afford another big bet at the moment. Today, Tesla is as much a software and sustainable energy companies as and as it is a car company with a market cap of more than 60 billion.
This is part 1, and in this part I will discuss the strategy management process and how the strategy decision was made. And sorry. And the strategy management process of Microsoft CEO is a top-down strategy process, which means that the direction of this company is mainly depends on the future vision of Boomer. Also, there may be a wrong strategy because the leader future vision can be false. And the Microsoft company has been the most valuable corporation in the world since 1999. So, the strategic decision made by Boomer is defensive because their core products Windows and the Office Word can earn thousands of dollars per year, and the occupation of their company is substantial. So, Boomer thinks that it is not a good choice to develop new products and take the risks. What's more, even every new product should be able to bring benefit to support Windows and Office Word to gain more profit. In my opinion, there are some shortcomings of the top-down strategy. First is that the decision of the maker may not adapt well to change with error. As an example of Boomer, the reason of Microsoft losing their market share is that their core product cannot be transformed into the style that fits the customer demand. Secondly, information flows are always one way in this model, from the leader to the employee, and the CEO rarely receives feedback from the bottom line. I think top-down strategy process can only succeed in the situation that the leader views of the future is accurate and know the need of the customer.
I will talk about the question 2, and this is a question. And then I will talk about the reason for why the big company always fail. When big companies do innovation, people are often full of expectation, but also there will be a little bit of doubt. A big company in doing innovation to involve too many things. So I think that because of the influence of the corporate transformation, when a big company wants to occupy new areas, make disruptive innovations often feel miserable. For example, Nokia and Microsoft, in spread of the industry, occupies the undisputed monopoly. But as time change, the business transformation has been very rapid. And Jack Welch said, managing the first year of a new 50,000 production line is more difficult than managing the 20 years of a 500 million business. And then you can see there are have 5 reasons for the big company failure. The first one is slow action, missed the smartphone opportunity. And the second one is eldest brother mentality, refuse to ally with operating system rookie. And the third one is strategy swimming, constantly starting from zero. And the fourth is adhering to traditional thinking and closing strategy leads to the failure of mobile internet strategy. And the last one is the company always underestimates the market. A huge amount of research and development cannot be transformed into productivity. Therefore, we can see the probability of failure of new product setup within the system of general and large companies is very high. And then we can see this is question 3, and this is the question for the question 3. And now we can see in order to survive, the CEO must learn to balance the relationship between the short-term goals and the long-term goals. They clearly understand that you can't have it both ways. For example, when short-term profit targets are not met, it is easy to reduce investment in research and development and in development staff. But if it does, it must ensure that investment is restored as quickly as possible to maintain the level of innovation. Knowledge and skills needed to compete in the future. Only the restoration of those inputs can ensure that strategic planning is not affected. This is the essence of strategic planning. Decision about resource allocation today will affect the value. This requires a conscious effort to put people and money into projects, and that will ensure the future of organization. After all, short-term results are necessary, and this requires you to stick a balance between short-term and long-term results. Managers often don't have a lot of money to spend on current and future products or services. They must calculate how much new investment in existing products, service, and talent development, which will satisfy the organization's investment in the future growth. If the sacrifice is acceptable, the decision is right. Otherwise, current and future resource allocation must be reconsidered until an appropriate balance is reached. So we always start with the long run and then turn around and ask ourselves what are we going to do today.
Question 4. Windows might still be here. However, based on the interview of Nadila, we could infer that Windows is no longer as central to the company's future plans as it once was. Instead of trying to make everything run on Windows, as his predecessor Stephen Ballmer was trying to do, Nadella wants to ensure that everything can work with Windows. Cloud-first and mobile-first approach could become the new concept of Microsoft. To be more specific, the company broke the shackles of the Windows platform and became more universal availability. It even found a new way to offer apps for iOS and Android. Microsoft would change its strategy process and began to encourage innovation and achieve commercialized.
About question 5. The products and service of Microsoft can determine the future development of this company, such as office software, cloud service, tablet computers, and so on. There are 3 main advices we want to mention, which related to Nadila's current efforts. Firstly, Nadila needs to be aware of online service instead of just focus on cloud computing, since we have to meet the needs of our customers. In addition, one of the biggest mistakes of Microsoft is cannot adapt to the development of times. Thus, Microsoft's strategy needs to follow the development tendency. Finally, Nadila must keep in mind that strategy acquisition is beneficial to its business due to Microsoft have missed twice chance before. In order to based on the industry, Microsoft needs to buy innovative technology companies. In conclusion, based on our analyzing, Microsoft needs to adapt development of times, including develop diversified products and listening to other employees' opinions.
Finally, this is our reference list. Thank you for watching.